Welcome to English Vocabulary. Let's go straight to the list.
Awfully.
For instance, thanks awfully for the tea. Let's check another sentence. Thanks awfully for the tea, Mr. Oakley.
Dearly.
For instance, he loved his parents dearly. Another example. She dearly wanted to see her family.
Dreadfully.
Let's try it in a sentence. I'll miss you dreadfully.
Especially.
To a great extent.
For example, especially talented. Another example. He didn't especially like dancing.
Greatly.
By a considerable amount.
Let's try it in a sentence. I admire him greatly. Next example. A frantic training program greatly increases the risk of injury.
Rotten.
To an extreme degree.
For instance, your mother said that I spoiled you rotten. Let's check another sentence. He fancies you something rotten.
Thoroughly.
Greatly.
For instance, she is thoroughly spoilt. Next example. I thoroughly enjoyed the day.
To bits.
To a great degree.
For instance, to be honest, up until the last 4 years I loved it to bits. Let's check another sentence. Vicky was thrilled to bits. Another example. He's not a smart dog, he can't do any tricks, he doesn't come when he's called, but he's my Harry pup and I love him to bits.
Ever so / such.
Very.
For instance, I am ever so grateful. Let's check another sentence. Below me is a sea of clouds, as far as I can see, nothing but a grey lumpy mattress of thick vapor, moving ever so slowly. Another example. Through the years he has worked diligently on all aspects of his game and changed his emphasis ever so slightly.
Hugely.
To a very great extent.
Let's try it in a sentence. The house itself was hugely run down but was still used by doctors working at the hospital. Let's check another sentence. She said the scheme was proving to be a huge success and was hugely popular with the youngsters involved. Next example. A pub chain is to extend its no-smoking ban after a hugely successful trial in Bradford.
No end.
To a great extent.
Example. That cheered me up no end, and the round of applause after that was mentioned went on for minutes. Next example. His daughters have come from abroad to see him and he has brightened up no end. Let's check another sentence. We're hoping to get a bit of gardening in tomorrow and, if so, the fresh air and gentle exercise will buck me up no end.
Ever such.
For example, ever such a pretty little cat.
In the worst way.
For instance, the end of summer saps my energy in the worst way. Another example. 30 years ago, Kesey needed to finish a 3-book contract with Viking in the worst way, so he did. Next example. Once you leave this 10-block stretch, you need a car in the worst way.
Terribly.
For instance, He was a lovely human being, a gentle giant, and I will miss him terribly. Next example. I progressed to high school the year before Frankie, and missed him terribly. Let's check another sentence. As far as I was concerned, my dad had just disappeared, and I missed him terribly.
Muchly.
To a great extent.
For example, I glued the padding into my last suit, and I regretted muchly. Let's check another sentence. We are anticipating her new album muchly. Next example. It kind of feels like all of your friends and colleagues are returning to their muchly missed real life.
What do you think of this list? Please share your opinion in the comment section below. If you liked the video, please hit the thumb up and share it. Also, please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. By the way, the photos on this video are street photography of London, and don't directly represent the topics. You can find the photographer's Instagram in the description below. If you have any suggestion for the video graphics, please let us know in the comments.